Hello everybody, this is Gene Star134 coming to you with a new movie review, and as you can see, this is a family. Now I know I've been gone for a while, but I'll try to keep you updated as much as possible. So, this movie stars Robert De Niro, Michelle Pfeiffer, and two other low-name characters. Not to say that there isn't many, at least identifiable characters. Heck, they have, let's see, off the bat, Vincent Pastore, Paul Borsch, it's identifiable people. Even Tommy Lee Jones is in the movie. So, it's not to say this movie does not go without credentials. Now, the story is a mafia boss, or a former mafia boss, and his family moved to a small town in France to get away from the mafia because he ratted them out. And even starting in the first line of the movie, it's like, what is a man's worth? That depends on who you are. That makes you who, or what defines you. And he says he is worth $20 million by the mafia. So you get some character base, and you understand he is a hard man, but at the same time, all you can really see from him is Robert De Niro. And that's not a bad thing. I like Robert De Niro's character. But you don't see a development until later, and even then you just feel like this is something that Robert De Niro came up with and just spat out while reading it. I mean, I'm jumping ahead of myself again. So you see small acclamation to the town, but the problem is, being a mafia family, they have no acclamation. They just do what they do. The kids go to school and act like mafia kids. The son turning the whole game into a racket game. The daughter playing with the best way I could put it possible what she wants, or doing how she wants, and they throw a really weak side story with her, saying that she falls in love with some college guy and that she will give him his heart. And honestly, for that to happen, it's fine, but you have to say, okay, there's a connection. She can't just magically look at him and say she loves him. So that's fault one in the movie. There are many faults in this movie for what it is. I mean, they play very well on their stereotypes. I'm considering this is a comedy, movie, thriller, whatever you would like to call it, as far as the mixed genre goes. And understandably, if you take it at lightheart, it's not too bad. It's a very amusing. You kind of expect them to do what they do, and they do it. But at the same time, you're waiting for that part of them to crack and say, no, this is wrong. And that's where I identify as, in the sense that they push it off. They don't stop themselves. They do what they want to do, and that's what we all feel the connection in this movie. And that's why I let it keep rolling, even with the faults coming into fact. And so they all do their thing, and De Niro is the only character that seems to develop in the fact that he wants to change. He wants to better himself, even though he beats the crap out of a plumber because a plumber is extorting him for money, which we all want to do still. So De Niro decides to write a memoirs of his life, and at the same time, the cop that relocated him is played by Tommy Lee Jones, and is constantly berating him and bashing him for, what are you doing, what are you thinking, your whole goal is to stay under the radar and to stay out of mind. And to an extent it works, but at the same time, if it was simply that, then he might as well have been dead. So to give him no purpose is, without in any sense of the word, unreliable. And so, even in a context of real life, any one person that's relocated to another town is given another job, given another situation, and just renamed. And so that's why another fault came into it. It's like, yes, you can throw that card at it, but it just seems a bit cheap. And so, overall, I mean, there's a lot of pokes at Americans for being fat and being lazy and doing this and doing that. There's tons of pokes at Italians for their stereotypical senses of who they are and who they are, as far as if they're in the mafia, and even a tremendous poke at French small life, as far as, oh, they are hoity-toity and snooty and think highly of themselves and think everyone around them is nothing but lower trash, especially Americans. And to an extent, it works well with a comedy, but if it was in any other context, it'd be very off. And so I honestly didn't know how to take this movie until I realized it's trying to be funny. And once I let it be funny, it was actually fairly amusing. Most of the violence is justifiable in the senses like what we would want to do in the situation as a person. And honestly, I feel like even if you're not Italian or you're not of a certain ethnicity, you can still identify with some of the situations. And so that's where I give the movie a break. And slowly and surely, I started to enjoy myself. I didn't agree with some plots within the movie, but I'll let you see for yourself. It's on Netflix. You can watch it anytime. And it's one of those movies, if you give it a chance, yes, even with its faults, it's still one that can kind of make you laugh, make you enjoy yourself. And that's the best way to put it. It's a stupid movie for a stupid situation without having to go to the lowest common denominator. It's low, but not the lowest you can ever be, and that's where I feel I can relate. With all the other comedies that have been coming out, going to the toilet humor of all toilet humor, I feel like this movie at least got a middle ground. Now, if they worked on the story just a little bit and developed the characters just a little bit more, they probably would have had a great movie. But overall, I enjoyed it, and that's what I felt was what pulled me in, and I'm hoping that you take a chance with this movie and watch it. It's really worth watching. It's a good laugh. Watch it with friends. Enjoy how adorably stupid and how silly and how they act on their own emotions in this movie. And that's why I love it. And I hope you enjoy it too. So, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to me. This is Gene Storman, 34, signing out.